good.
Okay, Hank's gonna sing.
Oh, you got me live feeding? I thought you wanted to see video of me on YouTube.
No, I got this is not live. It's just a regular video. I'm gonna put in our chat.
Yeah, but see, I don't pay. I don't sing for free, unless it's at a function for FTRR.
This is a function for FTR.
I don't see any other.
As a founder.
I see begonias.
Petunias, thank you.
Petunias, begonias,
Yeah.
tomato.
Sing your Kenny G type music.
I don't do Kenny G, unless I've got a headache and I'm trying to go to sleep.
What type of music do you sing?
I like R&B music, Motown stuff, Lou Rawls, Ray Charles, ZZ Hill. I like Al Jarreau.
Who did you play with at Grafton Correction?
Who did I play with? Raymond Towler and guys like Reggie Richardson.
I know him.
He's still out there doing gospel. He's great. All these guys. These guys made.
How about Jimmy?
Jimmy Harris. He sang. Jimmy was a good singer and played sax.
Right. He was good at the sax too.
And he just got out too finally.
Right.
One of my cartoons depicts him.
Right, and he's not in the best of health.
No, because they wrung him out for everything they could. They
Right.
didn't have to give him that last 10 years.
Right.
They didn't have to give Jimmy that 10 years.
Yeah, tell us the story about when you worked in the chow hut at Madison about scooping food.
Oh, I'm serving peach cobbler. Guys are complaining they're not getting enough crust on the top. So the genius I am, I figure out, give them half a scoop of each, and everybody's happy, you know. So guard saw me doing it. Redneck that he was. Did I say redneck? Southern boy. My bad. I'm not a racist. He sees what I'm doing, thinks I'm giving guys 2 servings. I explain it to him. He don't care. So I wait till he turns around. I got to live here with these guys, so I'm going to do what I got. Right. That was my first lesson of being locked up. Was I had to learn how to be sneaky. I had to be manipulative for myself to get along with people I'm living with. So I'm doing that, making sure behind his guard's back. Well, long story short, he sees me doing it again, and he's like, and I do a great impression of these guys down there. Willard, what'd I tell you about that shit? And I got mad, and I said, why don't you come up here and serve this fucking shit yourself? And his cuffs come flying off the back of his belt so hard that they flew out of his hand and almost hit the ceiling. He had to catch them on the way back down, and the place went dead silent, the whole chow hall. And
was that the end of your serving cobbler?
I never served cobbler again because they just didn't trust me with it.
Why were you giving out too many of the?
They assumed that that's what I was doing. They assumed that I was.
So you were a smuggler.
I was on the no cobbler serve list.
So you're on a cobbler smugglers list.
Right. I was blackballed like Al Capone in Vegas from serving cobbler from there on out. But it didn't matter because once I picked up a saxophone and started playing it, I was like the Pied Piper.
Well, if we had cobbler at one of our events, would you serve it?
I would just give them the whole tray and say, help yourself. That would alleviate that whole problem.
You would be blackballed again.
No, I'm saying I will be relinquished of any responsibility of that. I just put it on the table with them long handles you get at the restaurant store, and put 2 on each end and say, have at it. Is that one word, have at it?
Well, I guess it is now.
I think it's a Hankism.
Right.
There'll be a lot of if you interview me in any length of time, there'll be a lot of Hankisms.
Yeah, now, what instruments do you play?
Which instruments don't I play? Ask me that. I can
just name the ones that you play.
Sax, trumpet, trombone, drums. I goof around a little bit on the piano. My very first instrument was a ukulele.
How long have you played the sax and the trumpet?
The sax and the trumpet I picked up after I had been incarcerated for probably 5 years already, because I missed out on doing a recording of a portable recording studio that was going to be brought in. Guys that I was incarcerated with were doing an anti-drug theme album, and they wrote songs. There was a lot of guys in their talented like that, write their own stuff. Joe Ortez, remember Joe?
Yeah.
Joe Ortez, I miss Joe.
You remember Dennis Yeager?
Yeah, I remember Denny.
Yeah, he's
short
on my
dude.
Facebook page.
Okay, I think I saw him on there.
Yeah, he's in Cleveland.
Okay.
Um,
I talked to guys like Chad Tate and Clifford Tate and Billy Finley I've been talking to lately. Brad Higgins.
right.
Brad was a good egg. Brad sang his backside off. He sounds just like Joe Cocker. You know what I'm saying? Breath smelled just like it too. We didn't hold that against him. Hey Brad, how you doing? I'm still coming to your house for a T-bone. I know you got animals at
And
your
are
house.
you gonna bring a T-bone here then?
Yeah, I'm gonna bring you the second one down. Matter of fact, I'll just take you with me because Brad looks like Brad's got a nice big farm up there where he's at.
That's what we would love to have as a long-term goal, is for ex-offenders. A farm setting would be perfect.
Yeah.
A place where we also could take them into the city to work, but they'll be able to work on the farm and get used
The
to
possibilities
society.
are endless when people get involved that have a true heart and look at the situation of being human. You know what I'm saying?
Like, share a little bit about your cartoons that you do.
The cartoons are just a simple photo editor app in my phone that I actually warmed up on being able to manipulate them so well because I have a collection of Hot Wheels and I have a collection of kitties. We got 5 kitties that we have and 1 stray, so that makes 6. I don't know, maybe it's 5.5. I don't know, but anyhow, I photographed my Hot Wheels and I put nice little shrouds around it, and I figured out how to download transparent emblems and pictures and stuff and superimpose them over on the page. I lay it out real nice, what year the car is, any special thing about it, 455 or 350 rocket engine. You'd have to go on Instagram.
But each of your cartoons has a message.
Yeah, back to those cartoons. I got on about my Hot Wheels.
And you know they could be offensive to staff members of
They
the
probably
DRC.
are offensive to them, and they should be offended because what I'm doing with these cartoons is actually putting reality in cartoon form. What I've said and what I've shown here, these are all reality. They don't want society to really know what's going on here unless you have a family member that's been railroaded by the system. And there's only one other thing that's more evil than the justice system, and I'm not mixing religion with this. So this thing with the justice, they don't care if you're innocent or not. They manipulate circumstances that come across their desk and systematically put you in there. I know what they did to me. They didn't care that I was innocent. The more I told them I was innocent, the more they took what I said and twisted it around and then used it against me in court.
Right. Without getting into your case, how were you treated by staff members from Madison all the way to Grafton?
When I first went in at Madison, they were big on this you got to take a sex offender program, but the key was you had to admit guilt to get accepted. And I remember the guy's name, Robert Workman. This guy's name was Robert Workman. Old guy, gray hair. And he was okay, he was doing his job, and I sat down with him, and the minute I told him that I wasn't going to take a sex offender program, he was like, they would accept you anyhow because you got to admit guilt. Well, there it is then. Where does that leave us at? Let me go back because this guy wants me to take saxophone lessons off him. I got to go. So that's but the staff in itself, and that was a sex offender camp. And after the fact of years down the road and getting out of prison, I was able to go back and look at the clientele, or I should say the gene pool for correctional officers down there from the local community. And that's probably the best job them guys are ever going to get. They got them out of the field, you know what I'm saying, and into a uniform, and they looked respectable, but the brain was still plowing for soy, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm not a racist guy, but I just look at things for what they are, and okay, I'm going to put it out there, and that's what it is. People either laugh, or they cry, or they laugh and cry. I've been accused of making someone laugh and cry at the same time, because what I depicted was so funny, but the reality of it was heartbreaking.
Right. So you're planning on coming down to Columbus for the summer?
The word is migrate.
Migrate.
I'm migrating down here to let God pass through me. How's that sound?
That sounds good. and you're welcomed at our church.
I love that church.
Pastor Greg is one of our biggest supporters of our group.
Beautiful.
He promoted our Columbus meeting yesterday, and half the people that came was from the church, the older ladies that came. And those are the
that was
people.
a beautiful atmosphere. I walked in, I got a little Oriental dude, he handed me out a program, and the next thing I know, I see him walking around with a microphone, confident, and doing his job. He's going person to person and let them speak and give a testimony.
Right.
The kids sang. I'm telling you, the Spirit of God is the Spirit of God.
Right. Well, we're going to close this up for now.
Yeah, because I don't know how many videos you can store up in
What's
there.
your Fair Treatment email? It's fairtreatmentreform.hank@gmail.com.
Correct.
You got it memorized?
No, but I figured if I need to know, I could call you and say, hey, what's my Gmail that you set up for me?
I don't even remember my phone number half the time.
It'll click.
But remember, everyone is Fair Treatment Reform dot and your first name and gmail.com.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going back to enjoying the breeze blowing by me.